experienced any blackouts, stretches of time that you can't account for?
Yeah, you're gonna love this one. It's a scream, baby. Do not open this door. What's the matter with you people? I was joking. Don't you know it's a joke when you hear one?
Welcome back, everybody, to another lost log of Captain's Log. Today, we are joined by our very special friend and, I don't know. Oh, my co-host from Max and Jose have something to say. Max Benyon,
A man who deserves no introduction.
who
Max
really
Benyon.
doesn't even... Hey, hi.
I'm just in the special friend zone.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm a special friend and not much else. The only thing that
Max
matters
Benyon.
about him is that he's here and he's kind of my friend.
He's a guy I talk to sometimes and record it.
Man with two eyes, Max
Max
Benyon.
Two eyes and a mouth.
Can I keep looking into the camera like that? Is that
Yeah,
fun?
that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, so today we are doing another lost log because Mason is
Dead.
he's
Moving.
Here's his
on up.
address.
Dude, I don't even
And
know what the new
so
address is
we
yet.
we just decided we would do a little lost log, but also it works out because Max and I are coming back after a 2-month hiatus of
Yay.
Max and Jose have something to
to
say.
do 2 episodes
To
and
do
then
2
we're
episodes
back on
and then
hiatus.
go on a 2-month hiatus. So
Jose's second best podcast.
Yes.
Is on hiatus.
Yes.
Back from hiatus, briefly.
Yeah. Significantly less popular. Yeah.
Max and I recorded a sleepover spectacular episode, and so we wanted to keep that theme for this one. So today we will be talking about sleepover stories to tell in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's
like
a
little
very
play on
exciting.
that. Yeah.
Like,
Um,
do you mean like stories of sleepovers gone wrong?
Yeah, that's what it
Sleepovers
is.
gone-
But the title is
I've seen a few videos where sleepovers. Well, they don't. I wouldn't say they go wrong.
Sleepover stories to tell in the dark. Jose,
Yeah.
what?
yeah.
Jose just reads erotica.
Yeah.
He's like, here we go.
but it's Star Trek erotica.
Handwritten
Yeah.
erotica centering
Captain
around
James
the
Tiberius
three of us
Kirk.
at
Captain
at a
Jose
sleepover.
Valle.
It's
Entered
an insert
the-
fanfic of
Yeah.
us on the USS Enterprise.
Yeah.
And we're all
Officer Strader, please come to the bridge so that I can come on you.
Also, I don't know how
Also,
you got
Max
my
is
work email, but please stop sending these to my work email.
that's how
That's how the fanfic reads. Is also Max is here.
it's Jose and Mason just
Honestly, well,
really
yeah.
having a good time, and then I'm just kind of there,
You're just there.
watching.
You're Scotty. You're in the engine room the entire time.
But we've left the communicator on.
Every once in a while, it just cuts back.
What's
to
that?
you doing,
What's that
doing
Star Trek show?
normal
Star Trek
shit.
Voyager? Star
Voyager?
Trek Voyager? No.
Yeah, that's what it's called. Well, anyway, so yeah, today I've assembled a couple of.
The USS Enter Me.
Ooh, very good.
I'm sorry.
Very
Okay,
good.
we can move
No,
on.
That's very good. Today I've assembled a couple of
Star
sleepover.
Trek Discovery.
Oh, that's very good too. I've assembled a list of some scary horror stories from a couple of different forums, and yeah, we're just gonna dive into them.
Are you reading them all, or are we taking turns reading these?
I will read them all, or I won't. No, let's take turns. Yeah, let's do that. Let's take turns.
What an amazing answer to a question.
I will or I won't. I think.
Who's
So-
to say, really?
I'll
Who
do
is
what
to
the people
say?
want.
No, yeah, we'll take turns on them. I do want to read the last two, so the last two belong to me.
Text your votes to this number below
and
right
then
now
we
to let us
will-
know if you want us to take turns.
And then I think we'll maybe tell a horror sleepover story that's maybe happened to us, or just a weird story, or a funny story. Anyway, all right, let's get into it. Although I really wasn't too popular in elementary school or in middle school. Oh shit!
No
This is
shit.
my this is
So you
my
wrote
story.
this?
Yeah, I wrote this. I finally made a few friends in high school. I guess I couldn't claim to have been popular, but at least I had a few friends to hang out with. It all started when I skipped school with a guy named Gary one day. Not having much to do, we went around to the guitar shops and played guitar. I guess he didn't know that I played, and when he knew that I did, we ended up spending a lot more time hanging out. I also met some of his friends, too. We mostly just hung out and played guitar all of the time. It wasn't my absolute favorite thing to do, but I had friends for the first time, so that was cool.
All right, so this guy has, the things I've picked up so far is this guy has a few friends, and they play guitar together.
Yes. And he doesn't really enjoy it, but he's like, fuck it, I'm not doing anything else. So,
yeah, sure. All right, cool.
When is this story set? Because why is his friend named Gary?
One Friday at school, Gary, who lived with his grandmother, told me that she was going to be out of town for the weekend. He said he was going to have a couple of guys over and that I should be there. I, of course, was happy to have something to do. Gary's grandmother lived right on the edge of town. It was a 2-story house next to the train's tracks.
The trains is tracks.
The trains is tracks. Gary lived in the attic, and that is usually where we were when we were hanging out and playing guitar. I really didn't
think Gary is 45.
Sure.
I just choose to believe Gary's 45.
Yeah, he skipped school with a 45-year-old guy.
Yeah. Play guitar. I'm having a couple buddies over. Come hang out.
He's Nick. This is a story of you and Nick.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't play guitar.
Well, no, but
And
it's
I was
you had to
immensely-
change some stuff.
I wasn't not popular. I was unpopular in high school.
Oh, okay. I really didn't know all of Gary's friends, so I was feeling a little strange about being around all these people. We stayed up really late playing guitar and hanging out the first night there. It was nice, but there was one guy who was freaking me out a little bit. His name was Ken, and he was just a bit weird. He didn't really play the guitar at all. He also didn't talk much, which I thought was
kids
weird.
all fucking play guitar? What is up with them? And I get it, they play
This is
guitar.
Camp Rock.
No shit.
Yeah, they're all playing guitar. They're all doing the little hand thing.
I love it when a scary story has the phrase, "He was just a bit weird."
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Well-
yeah, that's really...
Also, I don't know a lot of musicians, but it seems like if you play guitar, you want friends who play
Who don't play guitar.
other instruments,
Yeah, so
right?
you can start a fucking band. You don't want a
Yeah,
band
which-
of just guitars.
Hey, we're Gary and the guitars. We all
play the
guitar.
same fucking
1,
guitar.
2, 3, 4. That's all we do. That's all we do.
They're all trying to play the same part too. So
Or maybe it's one of those cool, like, everyone's doing classical guitar and they're, like, harmonizing with it and stuff.
no, it's not that.
No,
They're
they're
in
dead.
an
These
attic,
fucking
Max.
dudes hanging out in the
It's
attic
Gary.
grandma's room. Gary, they're all playing the Smoke on the Water riff shittily to each other. Oh, that was pretty good. Let me try.
Bold of me to assume that high school aged guitarists would
Would
just
play
would
classical,
have
yeah.
any ability other than to play Smoke on the Water in
You guys,
unison, poorly in a garage.
You guys, I learned a new song.
yeah,
It's
let
called Wonderwall.
Whoa! I've never heard it. We were all up in Gary's room, so we were all sprawled out on a few pieces of furniture. I was laying on the bed, and at one point the guy Ken reached over and pulled the mattress up. Without actually asking for Gary's permission, he got out his dirty magazines and began looking through them while the other ones...
Is this one of those
us just
church
played guitar.
videos where they're like, don't look at porn? And
Yeah.
if someone does,
This is
you need to
sponsored
leave
by
your
the
friend's house.
LDS Church.
You know when you and your 6 friends are just jamming out to some
No, but
sick
have you
And
guys
one of your
ever been-
friends
have you
pulls
guys-
out dirty magazines.
have you guys
what
ever-
do? You do? You go home.
I think-
Go home.
I think
Have you ever
for
been in
our
that
next-
situation where you're just like hanging out, and then there was the one guy who's like, "Let's look at porn," and you're like,
No.
it's like 7 dudes."
Yeah.
You've been there, right? I wasn't the only
listen,
one.
if you haven't been there, you've been the guy.
Yeah, Max, you were the guy I'm thinking of. You did that
It is
last
weird.
night.
It's funny that you say that. It's funny that you're so confused right now because right before we started recording, you guys were like, what if instead of doing an episode, we just watch porn together?
Yeah, you said that. You said that.
Oh yeah. I wanted to be a good improv, like I wanted to be like a good improv partner for you guys, but I also didn't want to confirm that on any
yeah.
recorded media. So I was just like, oh yeah. I forgore.
We should do for our next Lost Vlogs. We should find a bunch of these a bunch of transcripts of those shitty videos, and then
Yes,
just
we
read
should.
them,
Yeah.
and then just act them out.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. Anyway,
That just struck me as weird. Even weirder, he didn't really interact well with any of us when he was looking at the magazines. Yeah, he's too busy looking at tits.
yeah.
He's like, these tits are fucking awesome.
I wish
don't
my
care
friend
about
would talk
guitars
to me
anymore.
more while he was looking at porn.
Hey, can you at least narrate what you're looking at? Yeah, sure. This girl's got like really big boobs, and she's got like a bush. But then this
Hey.
other girl doesn't.
Ken, I get tits are great and all, but what I'm trying to talk to you about is when Doctor Who traveled back in time for the first time, he restart? That's all I could
Yeah,
riff on.
that was
Doctor
very
Who.
good though, because we both love Doctor Who, me and Max.
He does go back in time. I know that.
Yeah, he does. Very good.
Also, nobody knows his real name.
No.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's why they call him Doctor Who.
Yeah, yeah. Even however, occasionally I would catch him looking up from his magazine and staring at me. He would be smiling and just looked unpleasant.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I know this kid. He's creepy and weird, but sometimes he does fun things.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is that's why you keep him around, because every once in a while he's like does a
You
really
wanna
funny
see me,
thing.
You want to see me punch this horse in the face?
Yeah, and you're like,
And it's like, God,
well,
Ken.
Sure.
Yeah, punch that horse in the face, I guess. You're going to get kicked for it.
And then he gets
but-
fucking kicked, but
Yeah,
he's
and
fine.
it's like-
He's like, I'm cool. But he's got like a
Cool.
really big bruise, and you're like, you should go to the hospital. And he's like, no, I'll be all right.
And then he's like, and
then
then
he
blood
pi-
comes
yeah,
out,
and
and
then
then
he
he
pisses
dies,
blood
and then
later.
now you guys all have a forever secret
Yeah.
that you definitely don't tell on podcasts.
What? Even though it was pretty warm in the attic, we all sort of drifted off to sleep at some point. It wasn't unusual.
Sure, Ken's just got porn up.
Yep.
You know, you're in a musty ass attic outside of town. You just
Yeah.
gotta take a little nappy nap sometimes.
All right, well, the guy that
You know
keeps
when you're hanging out with your 6 guy friends and you're just like, let's all just take a nap.
Yeah. Because I think
What?
it was
Is that
yeah.
a thing that people do? Because I've never done that.
No, I think it's a sleepover, so it was like nighttime.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was picturing
okay.
this like being after school.
No, I think it
was
was.
4
And
p.m.
it,
and
it
it was
just
just like-
no, it
Yeah,
was. I
it's
think
like-
it's like it was, and then he just kept looking at the things, and then eventually they were all like, it got late, and they were like, "Fuck it, we're going to sleep." But this guy's like,
Well, also, we all know that one kid that was like, yeah, we should go to bed, but then he's just waiting so everybody else goes to bed so he
"He
can
can jerk off." Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Unfortunately,
Mhm.
yeah, it happened on campouts. Anyway, I mean, I don't know if it did. What? So
Say, were you that guy?
no, I didn't wait for
No,
people
I'm
to go
not
to
that
sleep.
guy. Anyway, it's getting. We should probably go to bed.
You guys should go to sleep.
But I had a hard time sleeping in Gary's bed. I was uneasy and woke up once, and I was surprised to see Ken was still up, and he was still checking out those Jag mags, and he was looking at me.
You know what? It's fine.
yeah.
I can't get stuck up on shit like
No,
this.
and he was looking at me with just the most unpleasant-looking grin. I immediately just closed my eyes, unsure if he was aware that I ever got up. The next time I woke up,
I've seen this video.
the next time I woke up, he was still at it. I stumbled out of the room, mumbling something about needing a glass of water. When I was downstairs, it was much cooler than in the attic. I decided to crash on the couch. I mean, I told myself I did it because it was cooler, but I really did it because of Ken. He just rubbed me exactly the wrong way. I fell asleep pretty quickly and was woken up later. I heard someone fumbling around in the kitchen. I figured it was one of the guys getting a glass of water, so I just flipped back around and tried to get back to sleep. I woke up later because I felt the couch moving. I must have turned around in my sleep because I was no longer facing the back of the couch. I looked and immediately noticed what was moving the couch. Ken was sitting on the floor with his feet bracing against the couch. He had his pants down and was jerking off with one hand while holding a knife in the other, and he was looking at me. I was really freaked out now, but I don't think he noticed that I opened my eyes. With him holding the knife, I really didn't want to shock him or anything, so I closed my eyes and pretended to be asleep. However, it was hard to think about anything other than what this freak was doing. I just held my breath and waited until it was over. When it was, I felt him take his feet off the couch and stand up, and then felt the tip of the knife on my back as he traced it along the side. I prepared to be stabbed, but thankfully I wasn't. After a minute, he took the knife back to the kitchen and went back to the attic. I slipped out of the house and went home. I couldn't be in the same house as that freak, and when I told Gary, he went ballistic. I never saw that guy Ken again. Killer Orange Cat from Reddit.
Jose, you were like, yeah, let's have a fun little time. We're gonna read some spooky stories.
I thought
I'm
they
gonna
were gonna
start
be
with
ghosts.
this, and I was
Well,
like,
I know I should have put it later, but
I thought
It's
they were
fucking
gonna
scary.
be ghosts. This is gonna be like a ghost or an alien story.
no ghosts, just guys jerking off right next to them, and then tracing a knife down their back. Isn't that fucking bananas?
You know, I just can't get over the fact that he didn't even play guitar.
Yeah, that guy. that should have been their warning sign.
yeah,
Hey,
only trust
what's
guys
up
who
with
play
Ken?
guitar.
He doesn't play guitar. Does he play
Also-
anything? No, he just jerks off.
It's also very weird
Just
that this
plays-
dude was just like, I guess was like, tonight's the night. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't know, but
it's weird. Weird, right?
I'm gonna be.
I don't know what you want me to.
Scary.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Would
Yeah.
you like
How
that
does
to happen to you?
Max, how does that
No.
story make you feel?
it makes me feel weird and gross inside. Not.
But for who? Who do you think is the victim
I
in
ha-
this story? Max?
What?
Well, who do you think is the victim in this story?
Max, I'm gonna show you some pictures. Tell me what comes to
Yeah.
mind first.
Let's do a little word
What is
association.
this? What happened to Captain's Log? Last time I was here, you guys were like, oh, we're gonna do a Christmas.
Oh, look at these funny
radio
little elves.
show.
They're eating fucking porridge. And now we're like,
Yeah.
sexual assault, Max.
Well,
What do you
it's
think
just,
about it?
I'm gonna be
And I'm
honest,
like-
Max. You've been kind of, your behavior's been erratic lately, and we're doing a bit of a psych evaluation. So if you could just tell me, who do you think the victim was in that story?
Killer Orange Cat.
Yes. Good.
You think the guy that was on the couch was the victim?
Do you not?
I'm gonna
Mason, what do
disassociate
you
from
think,
this.
Mason?
I'm gonna leave.
It's not my place to make judgments. It's my place
I'm gonna
to
leave.
ask questions.
I'm gonna leave. I don't want to be
Mason-
involved in this legal
Mason
battle.
be like, I don't want to kink shame anybody, but
Mason, when the guy has a knife to his back, I'm not gonna be rude about this. So I'm just gonna let him figure out what he's doing.
I'll jerk him off. He's not gonna be ready for that one.
I
He's not
guess
gonna be ready
he
for it.
won't. All right.
Talk about a shock.
Max, do you want to take this next one?
sure. Does this story include someone pleasuring themselves with a knife?
No.
To be fair, he just had the knife in his hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
We don't
but-
have to defend this guy.
No. No, it
I'm
doesn't.
just saying, get your
Go
facts
ahead.
straight.
Mason, it feels like you're trying to defend this guy.
I am.
You're like,
not
oh, so you
involved.
think that the victim is the victim? Well, I don't think this guy is all bad. He was all, in fairness.
Look, folks.
Interesting.
The
write that
left,
down in
they
my
want you to
notes.
believe that it's wrong to put a knife in someone's back.
Our old house was on a corner, and in lieu of a backyard, had a side yard with a small deck that wrapped around the back. The dining room had patio doors that led out to the back, and we would have barbecues and such back there. When I was about 14, we only had one desktop computer and one laptop for the family. My brother and I would fight over the desktop.
boo-hoo. We had one phone that we all had to share.
Hey, I'm trying to read here. Can you...
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Anyways, as I was saying... No, I'm just kidding. My brother and I would fight over the desktop. That's where Diablo 2 was installed. Oh, sorry.
fuck yeah.
Exclamation point. That's where Diablo 2 was installed. So I would use the laptop to write music. On one particular night, my brother had a friend over, and they were downstairs doing whatever, and I was at the dining room table on the laptop. As I was wrapped in... What?
The kind
Sorry?
of, they were doing whatever.
My brother, it was my
Whatever.
brother Ken.
Oh no.
These are all connected.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to the Conjuring universe.
Yes.
The Kindred.
the Conjuring universe.
As I was wrapped up in my writing, I didn't pay much attention to my surroundings. I heard a knock on the patio door, which startled me. I looked up, expecting my brother or his friend. The basement had a door that led to the back deck as well. Standing at the door and waving was a person, could not tell sex or age, wearing a Halloween pig mask. Thinking it was my brother or his friend, I mouthed, "Good one," and gave the person the finger, and they walked away. As soon as they left, I went downstairs to give them shit, and to my surprise and dismay, they were both sitting on the couch playing PlayStation. This guy's a really big Nintendo fan.
Yeah.
He was like, "Why are you playing PlayStation?"
What
You
the fuck? Dude!
That's what
We're
he
a
was dismayed
Nintendo
about.
family. Tell your friend he has to go home.
Subpar rendering system. Everybody knows it.
They swore up and down it wasn't either of them, and there was no way one of them would have had time to get downstairs and unmask before getting on the couch. To this day, I have no idea who it was that knocked and waved. Shanster 925, Thought Catalog. That's what Ken was looking at. He was looking at the Thought Catalog.
Okay, sure, yeah, all right. I mean, that was just a guy that waved at you. I mean,
But he was
that
wearing a
sounds-
pig mask.
But he's being friendly.
That sounds like a guy who
He was an extra from Doctor Who.
Oh,
That one
sounds like a
episode.
he was in
guy's
that.
pig
He was the
mask.
guy that wore the pig costume in Saw.
the guy that was trying to Tobin Bell.
Yeah, it was Tobin Bell.
He's just a
It
big
just
fan
sounds
of
like he's a
Big,
guy
big
who
in
was
the
trying
City.
to scare somebody. You know?
Yeah, but isn't that fucking weird?
Jose, is
Everyone's
the tagline for this episode?
nonchalant.
Isn't
You're so
that
white
crazy?
about this.
Isn't
You're like,
that
oh, whatever.
weird?
I would have let him in.
I just don't.
No, I wouldn't have let him
never
in.
grabbed
I just was like,
You've never
He
grabbed
left.
your pig mask and just be like, I'm better go wave at some people.
yeah, is that not like a universal? Is that just white people who do? And they say there's no white culture.
My white culture is fucking putting on a
Yeah,
pig
every
mask.
Friday night, you put on a pig mask, you walk around, you go hello, and then when someone gives you the bird, you're like,
I say oink
I see
oink
it.
at people.
Oh, that's
well,
very
see.
good.
oh, so you do the non-translated. You do the sub rather than
Yes,
the dub.
I do this
get
and
it.
I go
Okay.
oink oink oink. I'm a little dirt boy. Oink oink oink.
Wow, I like that. That's nice.
Very
Good for
good.
you. Good
Yeah,
for you,
it's
man.
pretty fun. Okay, so I'm not sure how scary others will find this, but it was literally traumatizing to me as a kid, and it still confuses me to this day.
Oh
So
man, I
growing
hope
up,
I find it traumatizing.
I was always in Girl Guides.
Which I think is like
around-
Girl Scouts. It must
What?
be. I said I think it must be like Girl Scouts, Girl Guides.
Yeah, I know it is because I've always been into them. As
Oh,
I
sorry.
just said.
Oh, sorry,
It's
sorry.
like Girl Scouts, and if you listen, around that year I was probably a brownie. Not sure if the rest of the world uses that term, but in Canada, we do.
Yeah, I've been called that.
So, okay. Oh no, it's different. Don't let people call you that. Jose.
Oh. Oh.
So when I was around 7 or 8 years old, I had many close friends in my unit. One being this girl named Aisha.
That's what I.
Aisha?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We hung out a ton, but never usually outside of the Girl Guides. This one hot summer day, she asked if I could come over for a sleepover. I was stoked. The whole car ride to her house, we talked about all the fun things we were going to do, how awesome it would be to eat popsicles in the pool, and since it was so dang hot outside, because it was so dang hot outside. We got to her house, and it is beautiful. Kind of meh on the outside.
I mean, like whoever the
Who's
contractor was
7-8-year-old
fucked
that's like,
up.
What is this? Is this a ranch style?
Oh wow, I would have done
Interesting.
much more stonework on the exterior. You did
Yeah.
siding.
Honestly,
wow.
your landscaping,
okay.
Jessica, is a little iffy, I guess, at best.
You have
Who's doing
such
your
beautiful
yard?
bones for this house. If only you took better care of it, you know?
I would do like hardy board on the outside. I wouldn't do vinyl.
This girl
but,
is
you know,
stoked to be
that's
invited
just
to a sleepover because she's not been invited to a sleepover in years. Because
Yeah,
every time
because
she
she
goes, she's
fucking
like,
Yeah.
critiques
I
it.
feel like the exterior of your house could be a little better.
Yeah, I don't know.
Who decorated this? A clown? Oh, I'm alone again. I don't know how
Aw.
that keeps happening. Kind of meh on the outside, but once you get inside, it was a whole other story. Furniture was beautiful. The rooms had a color scheme to them. It just seemed like a really nice, wholesome family lived there.
Again,
Congrats on
this
the
girl
color
is
scheme.
7 to 8 years old at this time.
Wow.
Yeah, honestly.
I hope she has a future.
Kind of a
I think
bitch.
she has a
She's kind
future
of
in
a
interior
bitch.
design.
Yeah, she definitely does.
Oh.
Oh.
I don't know. I'm kind of like, hey, love what you love.
Did you
and do
go?
what you want to
Did
do.
you go to your friends' houses at 7 and we're like,
Yeah.
I don't understand why you don't have a pond here. Honestly,
I do
your
that.
landscaping is kind of dog
Yeah.
shit.
Jose did that to me yesterday.
Yeah, I did do that. I was like,
He came to my house and he was like,
not my first choice, but okay.
All right. Just seemed like a nice, wholesome family lived there. All was well. As soon as we got in the door, she grabbed my hand and we flew down the hall to her playroom. She had so many toys, dolls, dress-up stuff, it blew me away. We messed around and played for maybe 10 minutes before she suddenly got up and said, "Let's play something." Sorry. Let's play something else.
No.
Next
Jigsaw?
thing I know, she's reaching for something far
Your
far
hand
under
is
a-
caught in this jar. If you don't escape in 30 seconds, you will be decapitated. She's like, what?
Okay, do you want to buy some cookies? I'm a Girl Scout. You can't
Isn't
tell.
that the plot of Despicable Me 1? Isn't that?
Yeah.
No, it is.
Your hand is caught in a jar. You're gonna be decapitated. Okay, do you want to buy some cookies?
Okay. Next thing I know, she's reaching for something far under a large wardrobe. She pulls out an Ouija.
A Luigi
sorry.
board.
She pulls out a Ouija.
Mario?
I had seen them before and probably joked around with my sister playing with one at some point, but this one was different. It looked real.
It says like
Like-
Ouija, TM.
Is it still the Ouija board?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Like it was beautifully. Sorry, I just didn't
Certificate
know
of
the noises
authentic-
Luigi made. I haven't put the Luigi random noises in my head. That isn't a thing. that lives there forever.
Yeah, that's Luigi.
It's Luigi.
Cool. I believe you guys.
No, it is, yeah. I have a Luigi
Anyways.
hat. Should I put it on?
No.
Okay.
No.
Alright,
I'm
that's
assuming that this Ouija board has like a certificate of authentication. You know, like
Yeah, authenticity.
of authenticity.
Cheyenne,
Yeah.
Cheyenne hates Ouija boards, but I keep being
I don't
like,
like
you
'em.
realize they were made by Hasbro, right? Like the Hasbro toy
Yeah.
company
And
created
who-
Ouija boards. They're
Who
not a
runs
thing.
Hasbro?
Well, hang on.
Mr. Hasbro. Oh, I'd love it. Yeah, what's going on? Hit me with it.
Well, I mean, like, I'm sure like the brand of like Ouija boards was probably invented and distributed by Hasbro, but it does go back to the spiritualism movement in the late 1800s and the early 1900s.
Yeah, and who was doing it back then? Hasbro.
No.
Yeah, true story.
Yeah.
True story.
No,
Hasbro.
it wasn't.
Yeah.
I
They're
just
fucking
read a
gummy
book
bears.
about this.
Yeah.
Did you? Let me see it.
Did
Let
you
me see
say
book.
the fucking gummy bears? You know the gummy
That's
bears. are-
Haribo.
No, it's Hasbro. That's all one thing.
That's all one thing.
Who
Let me
owns
see
this
the book.
podcast? Hasbro.
Hasbro.
You do a Ouija board.
Let me
and
see
it's
the book.
like, don't
Let me see the
forget to
fucking
buy the Gummy Bear album out November 13th.
Don't forget
Yeah.
the Gummy Bear album.
Spirits.
Look for the Gummy Bear
What
album.
what should I do next? And then it just says buy gummy bears.
It just says, look for the Gummy Bear album.
Yeah. Any be. Let's get back into this. All right. So this looked real, right? This is real ass shit. It
Yeah.
was beautifully painted and seemed intimidating. I kind of brushed it off and thought I said something like, "No, it's not dark out, so it won't even be scary." And started, like a little bitch.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck? Fuck this god. Anyway. And so I'm sorry.
Why
I
are you
shouldn't
ripping
say-
into this 8-year-old girl?
I just-
What
I
are
don't
Mason
like
was
her
not
for it.
amused.
I don't like her opinions on architecture. Okay. Anyway, they started playing something else. She insisted that we try it out. She lays it on the ground and tells me to put my hands on the planchette. The little moving piece, and she Googled that, apparently. It is what it's called. Max, you're our residential Ouija expert. Is it called a planchette? Stop reading ahead.
Yes.
If you fucking read ahead one more time, I'm kicking you out
I
of the
didn't
podcast.
read ahead.
I saw you. I said Max, and you looked up like.
No, I
"What?
was
Someone's
reading- I
talking
was-
to me?"
I was
Because you were
rereading.
fucking reading ahead.
No, I was rereading the yes, I did Google it because I wasn't sure. I couldn't understand what she meant, and then I just got it.
Is it called a planchette?
Yeah, it's called a planchette.
I guess. She Googled it. yeah.
So you know it goes way back before Hasbro, but you don't know what the little piece is called?
I don't have to do this, man. I'm here on my own time. I already recorded a podcast today.
All right, so continue.
I'm gonna, but I'm not gonna be happy about it. All right, so she puts her hands on the other side, and she started asking it questions, to which the planchette would immediately start moving to answer. I knew she was moving it, as I could feel her hands, could see her muscles tensing up. She insisted she wasn't, but at that point, I was done with the Ouija board. I can't even remember what she asked because I was 0% amused. Who plays with a Ouija board on a hot summer day while the sun is blaring through the windows? I turn around and start looking for something else to play with. I heard her do something a couple seconds later. I turn around. She's fucking gone. I didn't hear her walk away, but she is completely gone. I jolt up and look out the door, which I see her walking down the hallway, arms completely flat at her sides. She looks like a stiff wooden board. I start laughing
no.
and ask her where she's going.
turning into a 2x4. The famous thing that spirits do.
Yeah.
They're like, boom. You're a Home Depot now. Ghosts be like, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. I start laughing and ask her where she's going. Maybe she's thinking it's popsicle time. I don't know.
Man.
It's popsicle time.
Yo, it's popsicle time.
You know.
You know when you turn into a popsicle? She's like, it's popsicle time, and then she's like,
well, you know, I mean, everybody knows the famous mascot, the popsicle that jettisons through your window head first,
and he
it's
goes,
like,
"Oh yes,
it's fucking popsicle time!" But he's got shards of glass sticking out of him because he's just a popsicle, and he just jettisoned through a window like a fucking torpedo from a submarine.
Yeah.
God, everybody loves Popsicle Tim, the Popsicle Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's popsicle. All right, okay. Anyway, so it's popsicle time. It's not popsicle time. I run after her. I catch her up to her in the living room. She sits down on the couch. I ask her, where's the remote for the TV? No answer. She's staring straight-faced, dead-eyed. I love how she just walks away and you're just like, yeah, okay. Where's the remote at? Can I watch TV?
I'm trying to watch Courage the Cowardly Dog. Where the fuck is your TV remote?
All right, no answer. She's staring straight-faced, dead ahead. Again, stiff as a board. I wonder what the hell is going on. I start saying things like, haha, very funny, and you're not scaring me, and hello.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
You know 8-year-old kids, when they just talk like they're on, like, a sitcom?
Yeah.
No, they really...
No, they do. No, they genuinely do.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Like,
One time,
there's videos of me being like, well, that was weird when I'm like 8, and I'm like, shut up.
My little brother...
Oh, you guys are being serious.
Yeah, no. One of my favorite things
serious.
is my little brother one time was playing and he had like a toy phone and he went boop, 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 boop. And then he goes, hello, Super Friends? I need help. And he just said that and that was it. And I was like, that's very good.
Yeah.
So we always go beep, beep, boop. I need help.
That's not...
That doesn't relate. I just wanted to tell that story.
Things about like being like LOL JK, you know, like saying that out loud.
I just wanted to tell that story.
You
I think
just
it's
told
very
a story
fun.
about your little brother going, hi, yes, extension 1, please, yeah, yeah, okay, yeah, hi, oh, hey, no, hey, sorry, hi, my name's Christopher, is this a Super Friends? Because, gosh, I could really use some help right now. That cracks me up. It cracks me up that he didn't even think he was one of the Super Friends, which I think is a normal thing for a kid to do. His
Hello,
dream
Super
was
Friends?
to be a
I
victim
need help.
who needed the Super Friends to save him.
Yeah.
I like that he delivered it like he was in like an old 50s cereal.
Yeah. Hello, Super Friends.
Super Friends, I need help.
I need help.
I like how it's more nonchalant. Like, hi, is this the Super Friends? Because
I need help.
You're not gonna believe what's happening to me.
So you guys know how you said to only call if I needed help? Well,
I kind of need help. It's like, yeah. It's because kids learn how to talk from like TV or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm yelling at this girl. She's not scaring me. Nothing. Not a blink, not a twitch, not a peep, nothing. At this point, I start getting annoyed and probably tell her she's being dumb. She gets
Probably.
up.
You don't remember?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, she remembers to the T the architecture and design of this fucking house, but she can't remember what she said the moment her
I
friend
I probably
got
told her
possessed.
she's dumb. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's true.
We keep going. Because there's a longer one. So.
You being dumb. Okay, sorry. She gets up. Okay, can we go to the pool now? I say, fully creeped out. She starts walking toward her bedroom. I hadn't seen the bedroom yet, so I thought maybe she was giving me a house tour. Arms straight at her side still, she sits down on her bed. We start looking around the room at her makeup, clothes, asking all kinds of meaningless questions like children do. Again, no response. I'm beyond confused now, and tell her I think I should go home. Don't, she says. At least, she said something like that. I ask her what's going on, and that this was just silly, and that we should be doing something fun, because this was not fun at all. She continues to sit there, staring straight ahead, and I'm legit getting shivers as I type this.
Jose, did you insert that, or is that in the story?
No, that's in the story.
Jose's like,
Okay.
I'm legit getting shivers as I type this.
This behavior lasted the entire day. I'm
wait,
not
so
joking.
She stayed and just sat with her.
I don't.
bored
yeah,
friend?
where
Wow,
was the
all right.
parents at? She's 8. Her parents got to be around, right?
No.
No,
Okay, sure.
they're out playing guitar.
Yeah.
This behavior lasted the entire day. I'm not joking. She didn't say another thing to me other than that one serious don't. I hated it. Wasting a beautiful hot summer day there inside in silence. She never once turned on the TV or computer or anything. while she went and sat down in random rooms around the house. What's really effed up is that this whole time there were no adults in the house. I had no
that's what we're saying. That's what I'm saying.
Hey,
what
that's
I'm
what
saying.
you guys said.
I had no idea where her mom was, her dad, anybody. No one was there. I have no idea why. It was getting dark, and I was just hoping we could go to sleep so I could forget about the horrible experience. We got into pajamas, so she's still getting into pajamas?
Yeah.
She's like, man, I
She's
guess I gotta
8.
stick this out.
Yeah, like
There's no
not
phone
not the
around?
main,
oh
not
no,
the girl
her.
that's writing,
just
the ghost girl.
Oh, I guess, yeah.
Because it's like,
Well, the ghosts want her to be comfortable.
Right.
I guess.
The demons are like, look, if she's going to sleep, she's got to be comfortable.
Yeah, they're like, put on
I
your
suppose.
pajamas.
And their parents still they're just gone all day and all night.
That's what demons
apparently.
sound like. Put on
Right,
your
so-
pajamas.
Yeah.
We got into pajamas, still in silence, and were preparing for bed. I was starving since we hadn't had anything to eat. I asked her if I could have some food. She walked me to the kitchen and sat down. I started rummaging through her fridge. It felt very strange, as if I was in a house. It felt very strange, as if I was in a random house having to make my own food. So it felt like exactly what it was. All of a sudden, I hear the back door fly open. I rush to the back door and ask her what was going on. I see nothing. It's pitch black out there, and she's nowhere in sight. There was a porch light above the door, but the backyard was so big that it didn't really illuminate anything. I was freaked. I yelled at her for countless times, knowing there's no way in hell I was about to go out there and look for her. I was around 10 minutes passed by with nothing but silence in the air. I sat down at the table and closed the door, wanting nothing to do with the situation. I hear something. The doorknob rattles. She comes walking
She's
in
like,
the house.
fuck that girl.
She just locks her out of the house.
She's like, I did see they had gushers, though, so
So,
I'm going to actually go take care of that. All right. Okay, so let's see.
I hear something.
I yelled out countless times. Nope, that's not where it was at. The doorknob rattles. She comes walking into the house, soaking wet, fully clothed in her pajamas. She is now standing in the doorway, drenched in water. I ask what's going on and why the heck she got in the pool with all her clothes on. Silence. She's just staring straight ahead. She closes the door and walks to the living room. Again, this is a nice home with white
She
carpets.
closes the door and walks to the living room.
I accidentally pulled up my keyboard, so I lost my place. So again, this is a nice home with white carpets and a nice velvet white couch. She just sits down on the couch, soaking wet. All I can think is that her mom is going to be pissed. She starts shivering, and I bring her a towel. She covers her shoulders with it. She's just staring straight ahead. Maybe 30 minutes after, she gets up and walks to the bedroom. She gets under the covers and lays down, still in her wet clothing. I lay down on a makeshift bed I made for myself on the floor, since there was no way in hell I was sleeping next to her. Whatever she was. I turned the nightlight on and tried to go to sleep, still terrified by what's going on. Good night, she says. I don't remember what happened after that. I must have been a bit relieved that she said something and drifted off to sleep. I woke up in the morning with her gone. I crept downstairs, not sure what was going to be waiting for me at the bottom. I hear talking. I rush into the kitchen to find her mom and her making breakfast. She turns to me and says, "Good morning, sleepyhead." I've never... sorry, this is a continuing quote. "I've been up for like a whole hour." I was shocked.
That's what I said
but
to Max. I woke up at his house. I was like, "Good morning, sleepyhead. I've been up for a whole hour."
I was shocked.
Max
but
is like,
also
"How'd you get in my
extremely-
house?"
I was shocked, but also extremely relieved.
That she was
That she was
done.
done. All
Oh,
right,
Jose's
listen.
that kid in class when the kid is
I
like
don't even
struggling
want
to
hear
read
it
and
from you. I'm
Jose's
sure
like,
have you finished the story already? I fucking knew it, you fucking nerd. Anyway. Alright.
Jose's like, it's pronounced this.
Good morning, sleepyhead.
We eat
I've
breakfast.
been up for a whole hour. I was shocked, but also extremely relieved that she was done being psycho. We eat breakfast, like normal people would, and then get into our swimsuits. Her mom hands us a popsicle each and tells us to be careful in the pool. We head outside, sun hotter than ever. I sit off to the side and wade my feet in the water. She dives right in, calling me a wuss for not going straight in. What happened, I ask. What do you mean? She says, sorry, this is the non-possessed one. What do you mean? She says. I go on to explain her behavior the night before and how it made me feel really uncomfortable. She says she has no idea what I'm talking about and laughs, calling me crazy. To this day, I still have no idea what the hell happened that night, and I don't get why any 7 to 8 year old would want to act that way and ruin an entire day. that she had planned with her friend just for a joke. I don't remember ever hanging out with her ever again. I think she left Girl Guide soon after. I'm 24 years old now, and it still is hands down the freakiest, most unexplained thing that's ever happened to me ever since. Ever since I felt uneasy around the Ouija boards. Mason Schrader, 7-year-old diary.
No!
That was.
It was you all along.
I love that this is the name I get to read. Lady Vagatron, Reddit.
Yep. Wow.
Um,
that was a spooky.
No, that was dumb.
It wasn't.
Well, but I think that the way it's written isn't spooky at all. But if I was an 8-year-old kid at my friend's house and that happened,
it's
I'd
scary
be
because
pretty
it's
scared.
yes, it's a little kid. Like
Yeah.
it's like she says, why would a little kid at that age be like, well, this is funny if I just do this?
But
shit
also,
all day."
like, the idea of being alone in someone's house and their parents are nowhere to be found, and your friend
pretty
is
good.
just kind of like,
It's almost unbelievable.
well,
way.
it's
What
from
if-
your diary.
you
So-
really think someone would do that? Just go on the internet and tell lies?
Yeah, that would be ridiculous.
All
That
right.
Arthur quote always comes in handy.
I was at this guy's birthday party, and he invited me to sleep over. After everyone left, he locked his door and got a military flashlight and a camera. This dude proceeds to interrogate me at very private/uncomfortable levels. And
What's
every
your
time-
dick look like?
Huh?
Describe it to me. I don't want to see it. Don't show it to me. Just describe it to me.
Jeff Bezos' spaceship?
But with a little curve. And every time I refused to answer, he'd hit me with a flashlight. He had to take a leak and
Wait,
locked the door.
what?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry that I was joking.
He had to take a leak and locked the door on the way out, leaving me locked in. I didn't have a cell phone at the time. I was 12. It was circa 2006. But he did have a phone there. I left a desperate voicemail at my house and hoped for the best. It took my mom 3 hours to listen and go pick me up. By the time she arrived, I was scared, bruised, and crying. It was one of the worst experiences of my life. Just bronze stuff. Thought catalog.
I don't
I
think
mean-
that counts as bronze stuff.
To be completely fair,
Bronze
though,
and
Jose,
Didn't you guys
I,
have that happen to you too?
I did tell you I was going to do that when you came over that night.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just thought you were kidding. I told you I was in a role play.
Yeah,
but
this
not
really
like-
happened. I was the mom.
Wow.
What a crazy world we live in.
Oh man.
Where was the flashlight?
That's really sad, actually.
Yeah.
That one's believable. It's just really sad.
It's messed up.
Jose, why are you like, let's read about people having these really traumatic experiences of...
Because I'm gonna do these things to you guys. I'm
Oh,
gonna
man,
beat you with a
I was
flashlight.
lucky that I got out of our sleepover last night. Okay.
Yeah.
Must be nice to be
Is it my
lucky to
turn,
get
or is
out
this
of
one of the
sleep-
last
This
two that
one's
you
your
want to
turn.
read? Okay.
I didn't even get to
Okay.
go to the sleepover.
You'll get an invite next
Yeah,
time.
just fly out for the sleepover.
Is it because
next
my
time.
family's poor?
Yes.
Yes.
Is that why you didn't
I didn't want to
invite
say
me
anything,
sleepover?
but
Yep.
yeah.
No, that's why.
Our parents think that you smell. So,
Did you tell them I have a glandular problem?
no, I just said that you smell because you're poor and stinky.
Okay, well,
The only time where I am pretty certain that I saw a ghost / something supernatural was on a church youth group trip I took in early high school. It was an all-girls trip where we stayed at a beach house in Wilmington, North Carolina for the weekend. In the middle of the second night we were there, I woke up to one of the other girls staying in the room screaming in her sleep. I sat up, looked over, and saw a girl standing over her bed and right by where she was sleeping. At first, I thought it was just a girl who stayed in another room at first, but once I looked more closely,
Sorry.
it wasn't.
At first, I thought it was just a girl who stayed in another room at first.
Isn't that what it said?
Yeah.
what do you think the first thing she thought was?
I think she thought, man,
Well, at
where's
first...
the economy heading?
At first, I thought it was just a girl who stayed in another room at first. But once I looked more closely... That's true.
Once I looked more closely, my first thought was...
And at first, I was like... Couldn't think of a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But once I looked more closely, it wasn't. I was definitely wide awake and laid back down as I watched her walk around the bed. I noticed that there was what looked like a red and white striped towel on the wall, which was not there when we went to sleep. And the thing that really freaked me out was that the mirror facing the two beds was pitch black. Even in darkness, you can still see somewhat of a reflection in a mirror. But not this one. It was completely
don't you
black.
mansplain to me how mirrors work? All right.
So basically, it's like a window, but you can see you.
I've never thought about it like that. Oh my god.
The girl noticed that I will say, I think
Oh my god, what are we doing on this podcast? Everything's a lie.
I will say that starts out sounding like a one of those quotes that you see in like an inspirational meme.
Yeah.
Even in darkness, you can still see somewhat of a reflection in a mirror. Okay, cool.
Okay.
What does that mean? I don't know. No reflection. The girl noticed that I was looking at her. I'm going to try that again. It was completely black.
I'm sorry,
no
is she
reflection.
screaming?
One of the girls was screaming in her sleep, and that's what woke her up, and then she looks over, and there's a girl standing over the girl who was screaming
Okay.
in her sleep.
At first.
Thank you for clearing that up.
The girl noticed that I was looking at her. She turned around and made the nastiest, snarkiest face at me. Snarkiest?
I love how we all just made the same fucking face at each other. I want you better screenshot all three of us doing that face.
I will, yeah.
That's the thumbnail for the podcast or something.
Yeah.
I still remember the slits of her eyes giving me that evil glare. My entire body ran cold, and I began to shake as I started screaming that there is a ghost.
That's a ghost!
There's a ghost! This doesn't wake up the girl who was shouting in her
How'd you
sleep.
get into my bedroom? I'm trying to deal with a ghost right now.
This doesn't wake up the girl who was shouting in her... This doesn't wake up the girl who was shouting in her sleep, but it does wake up the other two girls in the room who go back to sleep.
Hey, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, what if
All right,
last
yeah.
night, Jose, I had woken up and I was like, there's a ghost!
I would have rolled over and been like, hey, shut the fuck up.
Can we enter
Go to
a
sleep.
little captain's log theater here? Who wants to be the girl who sees the ghost, and which two of us want to be the two girls that are
I'll be the
asleep?
ghost.
No.
That wasn't an option. Okay, but now the numbers are
For our audio listeners, Max just went quiet and then did a really snarky face.
I did the snarkiest face.
Stankiest face. I've
Yeah.
never seen a face with so much stank on it. But I do love the idea of she's just like, oh, it's a ghost! It's a fucking ghost!
Will you shut the fuck up? Go to sleep. Oh my
Shut up.
god. Jesus.
It's a ghost.
Shut up. God.
She's giving me real
Shut up! Oh, you shut the fuck up! Go to
Doesn't
sleep.
even look
Oh,
for the
you
ghost.
scared Pod
Zuko
Dog.
back there looked so sad.
Yeah. Come here. Oh, Paw Dog got scared.
Who go back to sleep. The ghost girl doesn't disappear. She stands there placidly at the end of the other bed and watches as this one girl tells me to calm down. I start crying and hide under the covers until I manage to fall asleep. In the morning, I was so relieved to wake up and see the mirror back to normal and no towel hanging on the wall. Of course, I am all, ghost, ghost, there was a ghost, in the morning, to which I receive rolled eyes and chidings of, Christians don't believe in ghosts, and you shouldn't either. F that, you need a better reason than that. That's also the story, that's not me. It's also me, but it's the story.
Honestly, Ghost, There Was a Ghost is my least song from the 40s. I don't know if you remember where it's like, Ghost, there was a ghost. Ghost, there was a ghost. Ghost, there was a ghost. And a towel on the wall.
Meow. Very good.
Music in the 40s sucked. One of the girls who I woke up started laughing, saying she thought it was so silly of me.
Oh,
I ran
that's
through
so
my-
silly of you.
You stupid fucking bitch. You
Christians
suck
don't
ghost.
believe in ghosts, and neither should you.
What about the
That's
Holy
silly.
Ghost? Shut the fuck up.
Killer.
That was the Holy
Killer,
Ghost
she's a
speaking.
witch.
Holy
Burn
Ghost
her.
is like, shut up.
Yeah.
I ran through my story. Creepy girl, black mirror, red and white towel on the wall. At the mention of the towel, she stops and gives me a funny look. A look that clearly said to me that she did see something when I woke her up. I didn't say anything, but after that, if my ghost was brought up, she quickly changed the conversation. Unknown Jezebel.
She saw the towel too.
Maybe.
I guess.
And that's
The thing is, the part that spooks me out about this, and this is what like Nick talked about with his kids when he came on for the Grays episode, is I just hate the idea of anyone just standing over you while you sleep. Like even if it's like someone that's on the trip with you, because I used to do that to my parents
I
all
did
the
that
time.
to you last night.
What?
I just stood and I just stared.
No, but
at you.
like that's one of the things that I'm not looking forward to of having kids is just like fucking rolling over and the kid's like, Dad, I throwed up, and I'm like, oh fuck, god damn it, because I used to do that to my parents. I would just walk in and I wouldn't want to wake him up, so I would just sit
Just
there.
stare at him.
Yeah, I would be
Yeah.
like, if I stare hard enough, they'll wake up.
No.
Yeah.
Same here. Me and my sister, we would wake up if something happened, if we threw up, if we felt scared or whatever. We'd wake up and we'd go into my parents' room and we would just stand next to my mom's bed and just stare at her while she was asleep. And then she would like wake up and be like, and then so she instilled and then we'd be like, Mom, I threw up. But like it wouldn't be standing in the door. We'd walk right up to her and just be. But we didn't want to wake her up because we were like, I don't want to wake her up. So it's like you're saying, like we just kind of be like.
Yeah, my parents
waiting
hated
for her
it.
to wake up. Yeah, and so they instilled a rule in my house that as soon as you get up and start walking out of your room, you have to start saying "Mom," so that my mom would. She'd just be like, "Mom, Mom."
That's it.
Mom.
I'm trying to remember. I'm pretty. This is. And my mom will correct me. She listens to the show. I don't know what her thought process is. I remember standing in the doorway. I don't think we ever came up really close, but I have a real sneaking feeling that my mom and dad would wake up when I was in the doorway, but they would pretend to be asleep until I said something because they didn't want to deal with it. I don't know if that's true, but it kind of feels like that was true because I never did that. I remember distinctly always having to be like, I'm sure I did it sometimes, but I remember being like, excuse me. Hey,
Excuse me.
It's the child here. I'm having a bit of a tummy troubles, but
All right,
I'm pretty sure
excuse
they
me,
just
Scott.
pretended to be
I
asleep.
appear to have an upset stomach. I was
I
hoping
do.
you could perhaps offer some assistance.
I do
That's
call
you as a
my
kid.
dad Scottathy.
Yeah.
Scott's
Very good.
Scott's
All right, Mason,
Anyway.
read to this next one.
The creepiest experience was when a friend was spending the night and we were getting ready for bed, and my cat, who is the most docile, sweet, and gentle cat I've ever known, was curled up in my lap purring loudly. My friend switched off the light and continued... My friend switched off the light and he continued to purr warmly. What I assume
The
you're
cat.
talking about the cat there,
No,
not the friend.
the friend turned off the light and was like,
Growl. Growl. Alright, anyway. So my cat continued to purr warmly, but 10 seconds later, he drastically changed on the turn of a dime. His body suddenly stiffened, his fur rose completely on end, he dug his claws deep into my thigh, enough to draw blood, and started to growl loudly. Growl! Anyway. The growls quickly escalated into horrible piercing noises like shrieks at the top of his lungs that I have never heard any cat make. The whole time, his entire body was rigid and tense. Even aside from that, there was a general off feeling in the room, and my friend quickly rushed to turn the light on. Almost immediately, the cat pulled its claws out of my skin, and he relaxed and settled down, but still seemed unsettled. That only happened to me once in his whole life, but it remains extremely disconcerting to me at that day. Unknown
I don't know. Sometimes cats
Jezebel.
just be like that, though. Like, I love cats, but sometimes they just do that.
This is one of the things that like creeps me out the most about pets is sometimes Zuko will just like get up in the middle of the night and he just stares at the corner and he just like completely out of deep sleep he just gets up and will like look and I'm like, hey, can you go back to bed, please?
Oh, see, Ripley, when I had Ripley, whenever she would always sleep in the bed, and if she never did this, but if she had ever woken up and done that, that cat and I would have been throwing fucking hands with a ghost in a heartbeat. If she started doing that, I would have picked her up, thrown her up in the air, so she would have come down on whatever the fuck she was seeing, and as she was doing that, I would just have gone into the dark swinging. All right, we would have beaten the shit out of a ghost.
Oh, man,
if
I
need
love
be.
that.
Yeah,
That's very cute.
we were fucking ready for it.
Yeah.
Never
Yeah.
happened though, and that's because ghosts fucking knew the score. They knew they come into the Schrader Ripley household. They were getting clawed and
Yeah.
dick punched. I'm just gonna go with dick punched.
Yeah. Well, all right. I've got these last two. These are more funny than spooky.
No,
Like
but
the
I'm
first one.
scared.
Yeah, like the fun. What?
Oh, that first one was hilarious. It's going to have me laughing the rest of the day.
Okay.
You just gave me an idea. You guys want to have a sleepover soon?
Yeah. No, what? No, wait. I built a new Lego set and brought it with me to show him, and he smashed it with a bat. I got up and left immediately. I want blue 45115 from the George Takei website. which is the funniest.
Why
thing.
is that on the George Takei
I don't know.
website?
He's got like a whole section of just like funny sleepover stories. But I just liked that one because that seems like the most Max thing ever. Like, yeah, I went over to my friend's house with a Lego set, and then my friend broke it, and I was like, I'm going home.
Yeah,
think
no,
he said-
I would have done that if that didn't actually happen to me. Like, if I might have written that and forgotten.
I think I want blue. Wait, don't you want blue, Max? Don't
I
you
do
want blue
want blue.
45115?
Yeah, I mean 45115 is my social security number. So
Do you think he picked up the Legos, the broken Lego pieces?
I was gonna ask that.
Yeah,
I think he did. I know. I think no.
No.
I think that he broke it and he looked at all the Legos on the ground and he just got up and left.
No, yeah, I think
that
that's yeah. And the other kid was
he
like,
came back
"Fuck
for the
yeah,
Legos
free
later,
Legos,"
but
or he sent his mom to go get them.
the kid went to Lego.com and downloaded the instructions.
Yeah.
because you can do that, and then
Yeah.
he was like, "It's my Lego set now,"
Yeah.
and then he put it together.
I would always go over to my friend's house so I could play with his Legos. I'd be like, he has
Yeah.
better Legos than me.
Hey, Jose, do you want to come over and play with Legos sometime?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mason, you're invited too.
You're invited too if you're ever in town.
It doesn't really feel like it, kind of. It feels like if I hadn't been here,
But
I would've
it
been
it can only be Legos. If you bring over like,
I have Bionicles.
Okay,
that's
Bionicles are
fine.
great though.
but if you
Yeah.
bring over like, what are they called? Mega Blocks?
Yeah, Mega
Roblox?
Blocks. No, none of that.
None of that shit. All right.
If you pay me in Robux, maybe. I don't play
All right.
Roblox.
The last one I have.
Can we
here
maybe
is-
hang out and play Club Penguin together sometime?
Yes, absolutely.
No, I'm more of a Pop Tropica kid.
You need to get out right now.
Nope, my podcast.
Cool.
Mom
Well,
says
it's our
it's my turn on
podcast.
the podcast.
Pop Tropica's podcast.
All in favor of Club Penguin
Easy.
over Pop Tropica?
Aye.
You
Fuck
just got
you
outvoted
guys.
on your own podcast.
This isn't a democracy. It's a dictatorship.
Certainly, you are a fucking dick. That's for sure.
I
Pop
got it.
Tropic. Why don't you pop Tropic?
Why don't you Pop Tropica this dig, bitch? Anyway, so. Oh, now he's mad. So, this one fucking cracked me up. I remember we did a secondary school bonding thing in our first year where you effectively go to a summer camp for the weekend with a whole year group, about 200 11 to 12-year-olds, to get to know everyone. Sleeping arrangements were in dormitories with bunk beds separated by gender, about 30 to a room. Lights go out in my dorm, no teachers, just 30 11 to 12-year-olds that don't know each other that well. A kid farts. Hilarious. Someone else farts. A few others. Then I vividly remember a distinct sloppy sound, followed by a panicked, "Oh!" A kid shat himself. I would also like to note, this was not the only public pants shitting by this kid. He did it again final year during our Duke of Edinburgh award expedition overnight whilst camping. I was sharing a tent with him. That's a whole different story. Wiltron 3000, Reddit. Kid shot himself. Oh!
Do you think he did the John Mulaney like, oh?
Yeah. I
Oh,
just like
man.
the idea of like being like, oh, I poop on my pants.
I poop in my pants.
Oh man.
Oh no!
Oh, that's
oh
not
no! Guys, that one was wet.
Oh man. I gotta go. Nobody look at me.
Oh, what
Everybody
the fuck
look
is
away.
that smell? Oh no!
Stupid asshole shit his pants.
Do you guys have any spooky or strange sleepover
Or
stories?
like poopy sleepover
Or
stories?
poopy sleepover stories?
No.
No, I never got invited.
I've never pooped.
Really?
Never once. No, I'm
Really?
just kidding.
Oh.
No, I had friends. I had friends.
No, I had friends. I had friends.
I had. There's. You don't know them because they went to a different school.
Than you? Well, yeah, I went to a different school than you, so I wouldn't know them anyway.
Well, they didn't go to Iowa, but they went to you wouldn't know them because they were from a. It's called Payson, Utah.
Oh, no, yeah, we went.
They're from Payson, Utah, so you wouldn't know them.
No,
'cause
but
how
that's
would
where
you
we
know
grew up.
someone-
So we probably knew them.
Their names are Craig. Their names were Max and Jose.
That's us.
And we would sleep over all the time. You don't know them, though, a different ones.
buddy.
And we were best friends, and they thought I was the coolest.
Buddy, we do think you're the coolest.
Though not you guys, it was a
But I
different
definitely
Max and
wouldn't
Jose.
sleep over with you. Though.
No, I don't.
So I
think
know
you're
it.
that
I
cool.
know it wasn't us because
Whatever, Max. You seem like you probably. I bet when you had kids sleep over at your house, you guys had like an hour of quiet reading time.
Max just
that's a
leaves
good.
the call.
That's a good. No, that's a good roast of me. That's a good joke. I love that. That's really
I
funny.
kind of. I mean, when I remember I stayed a summer at my cousin's house, and we were. So it was a sleepover. One of the nights we were going to this gas station that was like down the road from him, and it's in Sacramento, so it was kind of a sketchier part. But we were walking back, so I would have been like 11 and he was like 12, and we were walking back and there was a car that just followed us, and so we were like, we should turn here, and then it like kept like slowly driving by us. And we were like, well, maybe it's just trying to find a place, and then every time we turned like into a different street, it would too, and so finally we were like, oh shit, this guy's like following us. And so we like cut through a park to lose him, but it was fucking terrifying because the whole night we were like, oh my god, what if they come and find us? Like, maybe that's not that scary.
I mean, it's scary. It's just a very real life scary.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Max has a good one. The one of the door.
Yeah. One time in.
This fucking guy, man.
Are you a robot wearing people's skin? Okay, all right, fair enough.
No, yeah. So one time, like summer, I was like 13. I went to my friend's house, and he lived on like this big like plot of land because his family owned a dairy, and they had a recreation center, and you had to like get on like 4-wheelers to go from building to building, and when we would go to the recreation center, it's just this big basketball gym, and then upstairs there's this room that kind of overlooks the gym. There's big windows, but there's also a TV in there, couches. There's a bathroom in there, and there's a closet that just had like the entirety of Star Trek: The Next Generation.
I love that.
Star Trek: The Next Penetration.
Oh, very good.
Well,
Thank you. On VHS, and then and so we're up there and we're like, oh, we should play a game. And they were like, let's play a game called Barricade. And I was like, how do you explain the rules?
Explain the rules.
And
hey, it's me, Max Benyon. Explain the rules to me.
Hey,
explain the rules.
How do you play that? I never played the barricade.
Barricade,
call
you
it?
say?
You're like
Barricade?
doing this with your hand. You're like, hey,
Yeah. Well, I'm tossing a pizza.
Yeah.
And I'm like, barricade, you say?
hey, how you doing that?
I've never done that. I never played a barricade. All right, you know what I've
You're
done?
doing the extra from Criminal Minds, or not Criminal Minds, SVU, Law and Order SVU. You know where they go to
Yeah,
seen
do
yeah, I know what you're
detective
talking
thing.
about.
Oh,
like,
yes. And there's always a guy who's like,
Barricade,
you say
huh?
there was a murder, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not me, man.
No,
I-
no, I've heard of Barricade before. Yeah, fun game. How do you play it?
Explain the rules. So basically it was just like hide and seek, but with an extra step, because we took all the gym mats and pillows and stuff, and we put that up against the door. This kid was on the other side of the door, and he was going to be in the gym, and his goal was to like bust down the door and come upstairs, and then it was just
Weird.
hide and seek basically. After that,
gotcha.
and then
Okay,
yeah. So I think the idea was that
It was home
when
invasion.
I think the idea was that when he found you, or like your goal was to like get downstairs. I actually just remembered this. This was the next half of the game, was before he found you, you wanted to go down the stairs and get out, right? And that would be so if everyone ran downstairs before he found anybody, then we would win, or whoever he found loses, right? So
Okay.
So I hide under this little desk, and there's like something on either side, so I can't really see like peripheral. I just see straight ahead, and I can see like the TV and the back of the couch and like the windows and behind the TV, and And but like everyone else hides in other places. Someone's on the couch with a blanket over him, just like pretending to be a blanket. And
Like you
know,
do.
like you do. And so we're all doing this. We hear Brendan break down the door. We hear him come up the stairs. Sorry, this kid breaks
Brendan
down the.
Fraser of the Mummy.
Yeah, it was
The
him. I was
Mummy series,
I
you
was
were
I was trying to
playing with
protect
him?
his identity, but it was
Wow.
Brendan Fraser. He was
That's
like,
awesome.
I was also in Mummy, and I was like, I know.
I know, Brendan Fraser.
I know Brendan Fraser. Anyways, so this kid Brendan Fraser breaks down the door, and he comes upstairs, and he's like looking around, and I can see him. And then from my left, I hear like something move, and I hear someone book it down the stairs, and the door slams really hard. And maybe that was just the end of the game. I think if someone just made it downstairs, I don't know. But we all just kind of went, oh, okay. So we all kind of like get up, and the lights come on, and we're like, who'd you find? And the kid is like, and we count, and everyone that was there that night is still in the room. And so we're like, well, who ran
Who was
down?
door?
You're like, So now we've got a problem.
Well, now who ran down the stairs?
Uh-oh, gents. I think we may have found ourselves in a pickle. Seems as if there may have been a ghost child that just
It
ran down the
appears
stairs.
there was a ghost among
Yeah,
us. Among us?
among us.
I'm gonna leave.
No.
If you bring your Gen Z garbage into this podcast, I'm gonna leave.
We are the
wanna talk
same
about it.
generation.
Why did you say we are the
you
same
kids.
generation?
Yeah, well, you really did just like Teddy Roosevelt me. It was like, this generation, we
It's the
respect
same.
Among Us.
When the imposter
Imposter,
is us.
it's us.
Never played it once.
It's pretty fun.
It's fun.
It's fun.
It's a fun idea. I just
The
never
memes don't
played
do it justice.
No.
The memes are like, oh, kids love it, so it's dumb. And I'm like, oh,
That's pretty fun. I
It's
like
fun if you
playing
play
it.
with your friends.
Yeah, if you play in a big group, it's very fun.
Yeah.
We'll have to play
Anyways,
sometime, Mason. Anyway.
So there we are. We're like,
Right.
who went down the stairs? We look, and the door had been slammed so hard that it had just opened right back up again and kind of hit against the mat and then stayed a little bit open. And we were like, who ran down the
Right.
stairs? It's kind of spooky.
It's
And
it's
I
very
just remember that the guy whose recreation center it was just kind of like, he was like, well, maybe it was one of my cousins who was on the roof, and then he climbed in through the window and ran downstairs to scare us. And I was like, is that
Seems
something that your cousin?
convoluted.
I was like, is that something that your cousin does? And he goes, no, he's never done that. And I'm like, all right, okay. I mean, sure, I guess that's an explanation, maybe. But I
No, but
like to think it was a ghost.
Maybe tonight was the first night that he wanted to do it because he thought it was cool.
Well, he doesn't do much of anything since the accident.
Oh no!
Oh no.
Oh no!
Because his cousin's dead. His
His
cousin's a
cousin's
ghost.
Yeah, it was a
Because
ghost.
it's a ghost.
It was a ghost.
Do you have any, Mason? Any weird
Nope.
shit happening at a sleepover? Nobody shitting their pants or anything? Pee in the bed?
Nope.
Wow. So you just had
Nope,
a
I had a
vanilla
really normal
existence.
childhood.
You just had perfect sleepovers.
You were just
Ooh.
falling in the fucking gutter, hurting your ankle, and your brother being like, "You're fucking faking it." But besides that, nothing happened.
That was what an odd time to reference.
Because
the
I
story
think that
of me
story
moving
is
to-
hilarious.
A second, it is pretty funny. I can tell that story. Do you want me to tell
Yeah,
that
tell it
story?
again, 'cause Max
I don't
has
think
never
Max
heard
has
it.
heard that. We were moving. Well, it's a real thing. For my entire life, people have always thought I fake injuries to get out of things. Like constantly, it's happened
They're like,
several
"Mason,
times.
you're a lazy fuck, so you're
That
faking
I've
this."
like legitimately hurt myself, and people were like, "Could you fucking get up, Mason?" And I'm like, "What the fuck?" It's so. The first time it happened, we were in a pool in my high school, and we're playing basketball, and we're in the pool, and I do something, and I fucking dislocate my shoulder. And I'm fucking like writhing and screaming. It hurts so bad. Just nobody gives a shit. They're like, "Fuck off, Mason." So I climb out of the pool, and suddenly everybody's tone changes when they see that my shoulder blade is where my bicep should be, like down here. And they're like, "Oh god, what the fuck?" And I'm like, "Fuck you guys." Anyway, so then another time, Shane and I are moving into a new place here in town, and my brother's helping us because he's got a truck and a trailer. So we're moving shit in, and I'm walking down off the curb. I step, I clip my foot, and roll my fucking ankle. Fall over. I legitimately think I've broken my ankle, and I'm laying in the gutter, a dirty fucking gutter, holding my ankle. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I'm screwed. Like, it hurts so bad. And eventually someone comes out of the house. But my brother was, like, at the truck. He was there. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? And he's like, oh, I thought you just didn't want to help move anymore. Why would I fucking go? Why would I lay down in a fucking street to get out of moving shit? Austin, you fucking dickhead.
You're just a fucking lazy fuck. So
You just
I just thought
exude energy of someone who lies to not do work.
you just seem
Yes.
like you
That's
don't
so
ever
weird.
want to do shit. So
At a certain point, laying down in the gutter in the middle of a street is more work than carrying a fucking cabinet into a house.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Wow, what a great
Scariest
sleepover story.
I've ever been to.
Yeah.
scariest
no,
fucking sleepover. Wow. Well, thank you everyone for listening. Thank you for Max for coming on and helping us
Thanks,
with this
Max.
episode. And
Who
I
says I... Never mind.
I do before we go. I do want to say we have an email, Mason.
Y'all get
this
emails
comes-
on this podcast? That's
Yes,
crazy.
yeah.
Imagine.
We have an email from HVAC guy Mason, and it says
It's
the
a friend of the podcast. Okay.
it says
Oh.
the
Well, it is.
subject is cross dogs, and then he says, "All right, Mason, HVAC guy is in on this one. Where do I invest?" Because last time we talked about doing Christian themed corn dogs, so we said that we would do like
Yes.
two. He genuinely really likes the idea, and he said that whenever we start taking
think-
investors,
Yes.
he wants to
So
start
a
off
cross
the ground
dog,
floor.
Max, and for those who are uninitiated, is where
like
you take
a-
a hot dog and you put it on a stick, but then you drill a little hole through it and put a second hot dog through it, so it makes a cross.
Yeah.
And then you bread it and fry it, and it's a cross dog. Mm-hmm. It's corn dog.
beautiful.
So there
you
isn't
sell
a
it
second
to-
stick going through the other one, the other hot dog.
No, that'd be dangerous.
Oh, so it's still... Yeah, I was
Yeah.
going to say.
Yeah.
okay.
Okay. Well, you don't have to say because I said it. It would be dangerous. I'm going to be honest. This is a really good pitch. I'm a little defensive about it. Okay. I think it's a really good
Yeah.
idea. And it's also I've already trademarked it, so you can't steal it.
Sorry, Max. If you steal this, we're
We're
coming down
We're
hard.
suing you for everything you're fucking worth.
Yeah.
You're the fucking. I'm Zuckerberg in cross dogs. Okay. I'm the Zuckerberg of cross dogs. You
If
two are
you
the
invented
Winkle
cross
Dick
dogs,
twins.
you would have invented cross dogs. I'll just say that.
Well, I've already found an article
No.
called "The Corn Dogs of Easter," and it
No.
looks like it's a cross.
No.
Crucifixion corn dogs.
No. Yeah, but they're not cross dogs. Why are
That
you
is
doing
true.
this to us, Max? Fuck off.
I like to watch the world burn. I like to watch the world get deep fried and.
You've
in
broke
bread batter.
Mason's little heart. He's crying so hard.
He's
right
the
now.
one who said that I do silent sustained reading at my sleepovers. No, actually, no. They really. There's only like 3 results, and none of them are. It's just like, look
Hey,
at the
when we
funny corn
start-
dog.
when we start
So
doing-
Mason, you can do this.
Hey, Mason. it's
Mason,
okay.
no, Mason, come on, no. I'm sorry.
When
I was
we
just
start
double-checking
doing
for
when we
you.
start doing our live show. No, Mason. No.
Oh, he just
Oh, no.
downed the rest of his drink.
Mason, when we start doing our live
He's
shows,
crying
that's what
now.
we'll serve. We'll do.
Ladies and gentlemen,
we'll do
he's
cross
crying now. I've never seen anything like this. It's
Congrats,
truly...
you fucking broke Mason. You're the first person to do this.
No, it's all. No, I'm just saying. It's not a thing. It just appears on like
Great.
laughingsquid.com.
It's
haha.
not a thing.
No, it's not a
No,
thing, buddy.
you-
It's
you
not
can
a thing.
still
It's not
do
a-
it.
It's not a thing.
It's not a
Do
thing.
cross dogs.
Yeah, we can still
Yeah,
do
of
it.
course. Yeah.
Can we do mustard on the left cross and ketchup on the right?
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
like
sure.
A relish in the middle nub.
Sure.
Could we do that?
Yeah.
That's a lot of relish compared to the ketchup and mustard
We
ratio.
would put it
but-
on the whole thing.
You just do it on the top
like
little
a
knob.
Oh, okay. Okay,
It'd
that's
be like
nice.
a little hat.
Yeah, yeah,
A
yeah.
little tiny hat on the
Yeah, it's
cross
okay.
dog. Like, say it. Say you understand that the relish.
No,
would be
I
like
understand.
A little hat. Say it.
No, yes. I understand that the relish would be like a little hat on the middle nub.
It'd be like a little tiny hat, like a
it'd be like a little tiny
crown
hat.
of thorns on the ground.
All right, buddy. I'm gonna need you to pull it together
Oh.
just for the ending, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, am I not being invited back?
No,
Okay.
no, sorry.
Well, this has been fun.
Well, thank you everybody so much for listening to this one and coming along for our horrifying sleepover stories. And we
The
hope
Lego
that you
one was
enjoyed
truly
this one.
horrific.
Yeah, that was the scariest one.
It's my nightmare.
We hope that you enjoyed this one, and we will see you next week for part 2 of Alfred Packer, the American cannibal, the human hyena, the man who's gonna fix Mason's broken little heart. Thank you, Max, for coming on, and we will link Max's stuff in the show notes. And make sure to listen to the newest episode of Max and Jose Have Something to Say. And with that, we will catch you next time. Bye. Say bye, guys.
I don't want to.
Say
Mason,
bye,
I'm so
Mason.
sorry.
You're contractually obligated to.
Goodbye.
No, do your little bye.
Bye.
Bye. Say bye, Max.
Bye.
You fucking bitch.
Piece of shit.